Hi, I'm Jace.
And I'm Chris.
And this is Wine Chat. So we're here today to talk about cellaring wine. And we have two questions to answer. One is how long we're going to cellar the wine for, and two,
what types of wines are best suited for cellaring?
So we have a few examples here. We have a New World Red that's ready to drink now. We have an Italian White that is also ready to drink now. And we have a Bordeaux that's going to need some time in cellar.
Now you notice we said two of these three wines are ready to drink now. And in the case of most New World wine, that's the way it's designed. They want you to just buy this bottle, rip these corks, and drink these suckers down.
Now, as a general hard and fast rule, anything you spend less than about 20 bucks on is going to be a drink now kind of wine. It's not value that determines whether the wine sits down, but it's a good indicator. If it's a Cabernet, it might age. But if it's a $10 Cabernet from your supermarket, you're probably best off just popping the cork and drinking it.
Do it.
Now, in some cases, like we have with this Mouton Rothschild, a very expensive wine, and a wine that doesn't really reach maturity for about 10 years, then we want to age it. So what we're going to need is a cellar.
Okay, so here we are at the fabulous wine cellar at internetwines.com. We're going to discuss some of the ideal conditions within your cellar for properly aging and storing your wine. Jace, why don't you let them know?
Well, Chris, you might notice that it's just a little chilly in here. I mean, we can't see our breath,
Well,
but
my nips are telling me.
It's a little nipply. It's right around 60 degrees in here, which you could go a little cooler. So the first thing we talk about is temperature. Cellar temperature, ideally, is about 55 degrees, but there's some debate. Some people like it a little cooler, some people like it a little warmer. As a general rule, you want to stay above freezing, and you want to stay below about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything in between is fine, and the warmer it is within that range, the faster your wine will age. You may also notice that there are no windows in here.
Direct sunlight is the enemy of wine.
Generally speaking, if UV light gets to your wine, it's a bad thing, especially if it stays there for extended periods of time. You're going to have reduced fruit flavors at best, and at worst, you're going to have some pretty awful wine.
It's going to taste bad, and you're going to know it right away.
Now, the other thing you may notice is that a lot of the cases behind us have wines that are laying down. I mean, you can't see them in here, but you'll notice that these are arranged horizontally. It's important to lay your wine down, or at least at a fairly good angle, to ensure that the cork stays moist. We want to keep that cork from drying out, especially in a slightly cool room. That way, air doesn't get into the bottle. Air gets into the bottle, you've screwed the pooch. Last but not least, we want to keep your wine away from vibration. This is important if you happen to build a little cellar in your basement right next to your washing machine. Now, it's not necessarily going to make the wine undrinkable, but it's not an ideal condition. You want to keep it away from vibration so that the sediment has a chance to settle into the bottom of the bottle. Otherwise, if the sediment's loose in the wine, after 10 years, you're going to have a marvelously developed wine that tastes like nothing but sediment. So that pretty much covers it. That's going to be all you need to cellar your wine. And obviously, you don't need a big wine cellar. You can buy a wine fridge, you can build a small cellar at home with an AC unit, or you can just find a cool and consistently cool place in your basement.
Always be sure and remember to not run out and stock your cellar with a bunch of stuff that you're not sure if you're going to like. Know what you like first, then go out and get the kinds of wines. Don't buy solely on recommendations. This will ensure that you're happy with your investment in 10 years or so.
And we're back. We back? Where's Chris?
I'm right here, y'all. Get my Mouton on.
Yeah.